Okay, this is on the Rocketship job, number 55544, installed on 11/20 through 26 by Jason. So what we're doing is we're installing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ceiling cassettes, and then 1 wall mount, Mitsubishi systems. So this is the front door. This is the north office, south office, small conference room, lobby, or entry. So let me just go over this. Come in the front door, straight ahead, we're going to mount a ceiling cassette right here. All the joists do run this way, and looks to me like they're over 7 inches tall. Our joists are 5.5, 2x6s, so I'm going to give you 10-foot gripples so you can hang them on the actual roof and drop them down and hang them that way. So on one side you should have a hole to screw it in. The other side will be gripple. Oh, I'll also need to give you those washers, I think, or eyelets. Okay, anyway, so one's going to be mounted right here, blowing towards the front door. In the small conference room, one's going to be mounted right here, blowing towards the window. And if we go in the south conference room, let me wait on that one. Let's go in the north conference room. One's going to be centered in this window here, blown this way. One's going to be centered over here, blown this way. So those 4 and 1 in the basement are all going to get tied together to a branch box in the attic and go to a unit. Okay, the one on the south room, gonna have 1 here, blown that way, and 1 here, blown this way. Okay, so let's just go over these real quick. So your units are gonna sit right back here behind this wall. So up here, notice it drops down. So you do have this window here, but then you have a wall up here. But depending on how long your line sets are, I just do the branch box, you know, over here, put it wherever you want. Anyway, so the only drain they have in this whole building is a cast iron stack right here. So they have no floor drain in the basement that I can see. So each drain is just going to go out the eave, unless you see a better way. Out the eave. I did give you 100 feet of Rubitex to insulate it, but it looks like a lot of it you can probably keep under the insulation and drill. You can drill sidewall under the eave if you want to keep it low, or just pump it up and drain it out the eave. Anyway, so these ones I just have tied together, dripping out the back. This one right here I drew just kind of for the basement, just let you know there's another drain down there. we need to get out. Okay. So, the one in the basement, let me just go over that real quick. Well, I'll have to go up in the attic too. And also, we're going to take off our rooftop unit. And actually, let's go in the basement first. I'm going to pause it. Okay, so in the basement, I figure we can hang the unit right here. A lot of boxes here. And so I would just mount it right here. Reason being, where this electric goes up, where that hole is. I'll show you in the attic. But there's a chase that we can get in and go all the way up into the attic. Our power for the smaller unit will come in here. It's a QL panel, so I'll have to get some 20 amp piggybacks and then get a double, I think 40 pole, 40 amp, I don't remember, I wrote it down. But Parker will be doing this. But I figure he can just go up and then go up this chase. Yeah, into the attic, then come down with the line sets. Okay, the drain. I don't know if you can pump up that high and tie into the other drains. If not, just go up and out the side. That's probably what I would do. Just go up and out. But do need to make sure Jared ordered a pump for this. Okay, so we have that panel there. Right here, we have this panel here. Since we're getting rid of the rooftop, we do have this 60 amp breaker. It goes up in conduit in the attic and goes up to a disconnect on the roof. So we can reuse this existing breaker and run it up to our outdoor unit for the 048 one. So this is that brand. It's old. I doubt we can even find those breakers. Anyway, but yeah, if you would okay. So I'm gonna pause it. Okay, so they do have this back door here. Out the back. So, big unit will sit here. The smaller unit will sit next to it. If I have to move some more of that wood, I figure just come out the eave. So it's about 14 feet that you'll need. So I'll order, or if Jared wants to, order some line hide. That's that. I'm gonna pause it and then we'll go into the attic. Come in the front door. They have this chase right here. Crawl in here. And they have a ladder you can climb up. There's also a chase on the other side. That's where we're gonna run our line sets and stuff up. But it's blocked, I don't see it. We don't need to get in there from this side. So we'll come in here and climb up the side of the trusses here, up the chase. And now we got a nice big spacious attic here. Your rooftop is right here. So we're going to remove the rooftop and we're going to cap the duct. The gas line, I figure we'll just cap on the roof, 3/4 inch plug. So the power, this is the power from that panel to the rooftop. So we can probably just disconnect this conduit and run it, our conduit over there to our unit. So what is that, about 50 feet of EMT in a box we probably need, unless he wants to run MC cable. That one needs to be 60 amp breaker. But here is our other spot, which I did climb down, and that hole right there in the ground, that's the hole that's right above, in the basement, right above where that basement sidewall unit's going to be. So you can just run everything up here. Okay, so let me stand up here. Oh yeah. So in the front of the building, that is our only drain, and it's cast iron. So unless we wanted to tap into that one, we'll just do it the other way. And FYI, I was able to climb down this ladder. It is kind of like a ladder as well. So up here, you know, this is the entry. You're going to have a unit right here. You'll have to move this duct. All this duct is going to be abandoned anyway. But you'll need to move the duct and cut out the board or whatever. You know, unless they decide they want it where this is, and we can just get rid of that altogether. But he's not here, he's out of town, so I can't talk to him about exact placements. Okay, on the other side, where that, in the small conference room, let me walk around. It's gonna be a little more tricky. Because it's all duct. So this duct is no longer needed. It just goes to an outside air grill. So we'll have to see if I can get a better angle without this chimney in my way. Okay. So we're going to have to take out some of this duct to hang the unit under it. And that's that. So I'm not going to walk to each spot because I don't want to. But over here in the middle, I'm guessing this is the center where you want to put it. you have this piece of this 2x6 going down the middle. And these are just like little fence posts. Or fence slats. I don't think they're doing anything. Anyway, I figure we'll just cut this as needed. I don't think it's not a truss, but this is a really weird roof. Anyway, cut those as needed. The other side's the same. But I figure you can put your branch box wherever you want. But you're anyway, so sorry. But your line sets, you know, this is your eave here. You do have this foot-long thing. You could drill out the side if you didn't want to drop down the eave. Drill out the side and put one of those 90s on. You will have about an inch gap in between here because it's a piece of wood. Unless you want to cut the wood out, you know, for your lion hide. But what else? I'll give you enough information. Nope, we need to go on the roof. Okay, I'm going to pause it and go on the roof. Okay, so put the ladder up the front of the roof. This ladder is theirs, and they keep it on the side of the building, FYI. And they said we can use it. But this rooftop unit up here, we need to remove and cap it. I figure I'll just make a cap to fit this duct, and we'll just drop the cap on here. I'll probably make it with like 4-inch sides. The owner may want to just put a couple screws in it and then unscrew it so it can have attic access from the roof, but I'm not sure yet. Anyway, gas line. I don't know what Jared wants to do here. You know, the power's going away, the gas is going away. So maybe I'm just gonna say, let's just get rid of it and fill it with Sikaflex. And if they want to get a roofer to seal it, great. But we can just remove the gas pipe from down below. Let's just get rid of this conduit too. Okay, so we'll need a crane. Well, I don't know. I guess that's not their driveway. But this is, I don't know if we can, it might block the street, but the crane might have to go here. Got the big trees in the front, so either right here on the main street, but these, yeah, that's a different person's driveway. So I guess it'll have to be here. Okay, anyway, that's that. Okay, so one thing I forgot to mention, these units will sit on the ground. So it is cement, I'll just order some pads for it, sit on top of the cement. But, so the branch box, we're going to have the outdoor unit power the branch box. And then that'll be, so the minimum circuit amps would be 42, max breaker is 70. So we can use that 60 amp breaker that's in there for the outdoor unit. That's for the 048. The 036 is minimum circuit amps is 29, max breaker is 49. So we'll get a 40 amp breaker QO and take that one from the basement. Thanks.